announcements? Oh, security thing? Oh, okay, we're good. First one is follow us at PennApps. Also, you can tweet with the hashtag PennApps. One pretty cool thing is like looking on Hackathon Twitter and like seeing all the comments from different people while these top 10 hacks are going. So I definitely encourage you guys to, jump on your phones and tweet about stuff that you find really cool. And again, at PennApps, hashtag PennApps, use all that stuff. Also, I'll remind you again, pennapps.com/stream is the link to our live stream. If you have friends at home who are interested in seeing this stuff, definitely let them know. And quick note about transportation. The SEPTA subway is working, so if you need to get somewhere else in the city, you can use that. SEPTA regional rail, which typically gets you to the airport, is not working. It's shut down all day today. So... Oh, okay, never mind. Thanks, Victor. Airport line is running every hour, so you can take that to get to the airport. Also, I just suggest Uber to get to the airport too, if the timing doesn't work out for your flight. The other big thing is that if you need to stay at Penn tonight for whatever reason, either your bus was canceled or your flight was canceled, just stay here and come up to the stage after, and then we'll discuss what you need to do to stay here. And we'll have space for you guys to stay here overnight if you need it. Okay, now I'm going to thank a few people. So there are a lot of people who helped make this event possible. The first group that I want to thank are all of the organizers. So if you're an organizer, can you sort of stand up and wave? You guys like sitting in the crowd. There's Pranav over there is the director. He is, big hand for Pranav. He was a big part of last semester. He did a lot of the work to get to have a successful event in the Wells Fargo Center, and then he's been the head of another really successful event this year. So he's done really great as director, and the whole organizing team is really cool. There's lots of new great organizers, so the event is looking good moving into the future. So thank you to those guys. The other people we want to thank are the volunteers. So we have people come that don't have much experience with the event but find it cool and want to help, and these are people who will help out all weekends and who are really great with whatever needs to get done. So again, big round of applause for all of our volunteers. Thank you guys. Then I want to shout out the mentors. So we did the specific Hacker Guru program, and especially Hacker Gurus I want to shout out because these are people who sacrificed their whole weekend just to participate with the team and help those people learn. So they selflessly gave a huge chunk of their time. So thank you so much to all the people who agreed to be Hacker Gurus. You guys are amazing. And then I'm going to shout out some people from Penn administration. I see Killian over there. He works with engineering and does a lot of facility stuff for us. Basically, it's really hard to convince a school administration, if you're a hackathon organizer, you might get this, to sort of be helpful when you have all the very unique constraints that a hackathon has. And so the fact that we have advocates within Penn to help us get things done really makes the event possible in ways that it couldn't have been otherwise. So I'll thank a few people here. Killian, Amy Reese, Joe Davis, Ira Winston, Shambrell Jones, Joe D'Amelio, Mark West, Kim Marker. Mark West is the reason why you guys are getting all your reimbursements, so thank him. Kim Marker, Chris Varhus, and Chris Rogers. So thank you so much to all you guys. They're behind the scenes. You'll never see them, but they play a really important role. Penn Engineering in general has been really great, especially over the years. They're now super cooperative with all this stuff that we want to do. Also, the housekeeping and security staff, another unsung heroes. If you've been to hackathons before, you can probably see that the building is pretty much a huge mess of these hackathons, and these people will come in and help us clean out the entire space and get it ready for classes tomorrow morning. So they're a huge part of it. So thank you to those guys. And then, yeah, so one last thing. If you mentored anybody, you're from a company, or you're just another student, or you're a hacker guru, can you just stand up right now to provide any mentorship? Yeah, big round of applause for these guys. It really makes a big difference to have people around who are willing to help guys out, especially when you have a lot of first-time hackers, which we did this time. Okay, so next, I shouted out some schools at the opening, but I want to say, are there any international hackers here? Wow. Okay, so can you guys shout out what countries you're from? What are you? Cool. So wait, what are you guys again? Canada, of course. Dubai, Zimbabwe. There are guys from Italy here, guys from India. And America, of course. Yeah, giving us that great impression of Americans all over the world. So I think, yeah, one of the really cool things about this event is that we can take people who might not have access to hackathons in their local areas, and we'll bring them out here. So big shout out to all the international hackers. And now I'm going to talk about the judging. So we have 4 criteria for judging the hacks, and these were used to pick the top 10, and then they're going to be used to decide our eventual top 3 winners. The criteria are originality, technical difficulty, polish, and usefulness. So keep that in mind when we're announcing the winners. That's sort of what we're going by to determine what's best. So next I'll talk about some of our judges. So we have 2 guys who put in the main input for judging. The first one is Luke Eisman. He's the hardware guy at Y Combinator. And he's founded multiple startups in the past, especially focused around smart gardens. One cool one is Eden, which does soil metrics, which helps you monitor exactly the health of your plants and improve that. So he's really cool, and he's been the designated hardware guy for Y Combinator, so great to judge all these hardware hacks. He had to leave for a flight, but he's seen all the top 10 and provided his input. And our other judge, Kevin Hale, he's the managing partner at YC, and he founded Wufoo, which is an award-winning platform for web forums, event registrations, and surveys. And so he is going to evaluate all these top 10 hacks and incorporate Luke's feedback as well, and then make the final decision of the top 3. Also, a fun fact about Kevin, I went on his Twitter, and he tweets at Dreamface, if you guys want to go to that. He tweets like a random summary of his dreams every day or so. And I just wanted to read one that was my favorite, one of my favorites. So the first dream he ever tweeted was, chased by snipers. One was tiny and had a gun with no bullets. The other shot a squirrel. I owed $30 million. I escape into another dream. So that's pretty cool. So clearly very qualified to judge these top 10 hacks. But I mean, obviously this guy has been evaluating lots of ideas and companies at YC, so we're really glad to have somebody this cool here to judge our hacks. So, yeah, big hand. And another especially big hand for Luke and Kevin, because they were determined to make it out here despite the blizzard anyways. You know, we had a lot of people who couldn't come, and we had a lot of other judges who couldn't make it. So big props to them for still making it out. Okay, so now we can move on to the final demos. Simran, you want to come on stage? Okay, Simran is going to announce the top 10. Hope you guys enjoy.
Hey guys, welcome back. I see that a lot of you had flights to catch, but overall it should be good. So I'd just like to announce our top 10 first, and the list in order of presentations are Ramir, Cuddle, 3D Scanner, Lactalag, Protrame, Odd Search, PillPal, Halo, Learn, and Chrome Control. So first up, I'd like to call up Ramir, and could we please have Cuddle on deck? Thank you.
All right, hi guys. We're Ramir. What we have here is, you can see we have a desktop computer. This computer is fully air-gapped. We have no wireless card in here. There's no Bluetooth card. This was actually collecting dust under my desk across the street. So what we've done is we've written some C and some assembly that we run on this computer that we can actually use to manually address memory in here and control the memory bus itself. And what we've done is taken this memory bus and actually turned it into an RF antenna. So computers normally produce low levels of RF radiation, and what we do is we access every single one of these 128 channels all at once to bring the power level way up when we do this. So what we can do is by hitting the RAM really hard for a second and then dropping it down for a second, we can actually produce a binary signal that we can then read using this right here, which is just an RF receiver. This is a Blade RF that we had checked out from the hardware. So we're going to try to send some bits here.
Great. So on screen on the top right, we have the theoretical demo. So you can see that it has received the initial start byte and decoded it, and then realized that we're trying to transmit something, and then it receives 1 byte every 4 seconds or so. So you can see it's slowly printing hello. And it's worth bearing in mind that, yeah, this is entirely insulated from any network. So this is, and it's a completely unmodified computer. It was, there's no hardware modifications, there's no changes to the circuit board. This could just be any average computer, and we've managed to transmit data out of it.
So there we go. So just using only the memory bus from the CPU to the RAM, we've been able to create an RF antenna out of that and then receive it from a near RF receiver here. Thank you very much.
Does anyone have any questions? I don't know if we're doing questions. Okay.
Yes.
You with the wavy hand.
Sorry, you can't see it here. We actually just have a monitor and a keyboard down here. We're literally just typing a command into the terminal.
So there's 3 things connected to this computer: monitor, a keyboard, and a power cable. That's all there is. Yeah.
What is the range of the transmission? Like, how far does it transmit?
So yesterday, when there wasn't a bunch of RF devices in the room where we were hacking, we were able to get it to a distance of approximately like 20 centimeters or so around here. And that worked successfully. We managed to transmit like 40 bytes without errors. Right now, just for the sake of making the demo work perfectly, we've kind of reduced the distance to a couple of centimeters, but the principle applies at greater distances as well.
And I think it's worth noting that this is the completely stock FPGA flash that's on here. We haven't modified it. We haven't even adjusted any of the gain settings. We haven't really tuned this at all for really the frequency band that it's searching. All we've done is set the frequency it's scanning.
During transmission, is it noticeable that the computer is acting or behaving differently?
No. So.
So it does use some memory, but that's only a few kilobytes. If you run this on an Ubuntu computer and you run top, it's around the 40-something or 50-something process in the order of CPU process power and memory usages. So chances are nobody will notice, because if you use your computer as it is, you won't feel any lag or so.
All right. Thanks for sharing that really scary hack.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
you hear me? All right. My name is Hatham. This is Yuli, Sebastian, and Guy. We are Cuddle. And so Cuddle is based on the idea of providing a smart baby monitoring platform. And so rather than just being a webcam or an audio feed for parents, one big concern for parents and their children is SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome, where kids die in their sleep, and unknown causes have been growing over the last few years. And so the idea is smart baby monitoring so that parents don't have to constantly go in and check in on their child. An image processing algorithm can detect the baby's vitals and return a heart rate without actually having a heart rate monitor on the baby. So a camera is pointing in at the baby, and a camera will be pointing in at the baby. We don't have a baby to demo, but that's the baby. So the image feed, video feed, goes into our backend, and we run it through an image processing algorithm. We return the heart rate, so that way the parents, they can go to sleep, they can relax, and they can be rest assured that if their baby does receive dangerous levels, dangerous heart rate, or dangerous vitals, they can be alerted. And so the way this works is we have an open CV that detects the face, isolates the forehead, and we measure the optical intensity of the light at the forehead. We take the green signals from this, and we run it through a Eulerian video magnification algorithm to process the signals and increase the amplitudes, and with peak detection, we can get the pulse rate. And so the idea is you can get an alert in your sleep when your baby is going beyond, going at a dangerous level. And so this is an example of a baby where we ran it through the algorithm, and I don't know if you can tell, the baby's skin is changing color rapidly, and that's the baby's pulse. We actually took that signal and we amplified the discoloration in the face, because when blood is pumping through your head, more blood is getting to your head, and so more light is absorbed. And so we take those small differences, amplify it, and get a heart rate from that. So that's Cuddle, and yeah, any questions?
Measures heart rate, push it out to people. Is the alerts and notifications, is that all set in there?
So we have an iOS app developed that sends in a video feed to the back end. Right now, these videos are recorded on an iPhone, but we manually run it. In terms of development, for development's sake, we just wanted to make sure that we were able to receive the video and analyze it and process it, but we haven't gotten the notifications back yet.
How close does the camera have to be in order to detect this stuff? Like, it looks like you're not able to see the face very clearly in this sort of picture, but...
So we haven't tested out how far we can be. One of the challenges that we realize might happen is at night when the baby's sleeping. So rather than a challenge of distance, is a challenge of lighting and being able to get enough significant difference. So one thing that we are thinking of doing is using a similar algorithm, video magnifying, but rather than looking at color, looking at motion. So when a baby's breathing, their chest expands, and so we could actually amplify that signal and get a respiratory rate.
How much light does there have to be in order for you to detect?
So we didn't get an exact measurement. So like this is a lower light condition example. We were still able to get it. We tested it against a Fitbit at resting heart rate, and we were able to get around 94, 95%. We weren't able to quantify the optical intensity, but with a relatively kind of room lighting, we were able to get that accuracy.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey guys, so that was Cuddle. I'm sure that was a great presentation. And now I'd like to introduce 3D Scanner to you. Could we please have Lactalag up on deck?
Hi, we're a 3D Scanner. I'm Josh from Berkeley. That's Anurag from Penn, Nikunj from Boston University, and Raphael from MIT. So here we have a 3D scanner. We have a cup, which is our object on a turntable, which is controlled by a servo motor. We have a laser scanner here and here. On the top and on the side, they're LiDARs. And how it works is the motor spins, and these two both look. This one looks in this vision plane, and this one looks from this side. You can see the white line on the screen to your left or your right. If I put my finger here, you can see my finger, no finger, fingers here. So that's just how the side laser is looking. Anurag will explain the algorithm.
Hi, so to do this reconstruction, we're using ROS, which is the robot operating system, and we're using PCL, it's a point cloud library, to do the reconstruction and some cleanup of the point cloud. So how it works is there's an encoder on this turntable that's giving us the angle of our object. Using that, we're projecting the laser scans from this laser and this laser back into the real world frame. Once we have a full scan, we take the 2 point clouds we get from this laser and merge them together. And to do that, we're using PCL to find the best alignment possible between the two point clouds to make a complete model.
Thanks, Anurag. So in order to get this together, we use SolidWorks to design and make sure that everything was lined up and the sensors were in position to line up to the object. And we also use SolidWorks to get the drawings for all of the laser cut parts and the 3D printers. And Josh will explain applications.
Yeah, some applications for this is we can put a model inside and then create a 3D model with any object. So you could use a cup and create a cup holder. We have a tool for like a tool holder, like molds for a tool, and just a lot of object usage. Yeah, thank you.
How long does it take to scan an object?
So it takes about 1 to 2 minutes. So right now you can see the spinning rate. So the time it takes to scan the object is when this thing spins 360 degrees. So it's about 1 minute, 1 to 2 minutes.
What would you have to tweak or change to have the resolution be a lot better on the scan? Like, would it take more time? Would you need different equipment?
So a few things. Right now, the lasers we're using have an accuracy about 1% of the measurement distance. So theoretically, we can get a good resolution with this setup. Right now, we're doing some naive filtering, but that could be improved in the future.
All right. Thank you.
Hey guys, so that was an awesome presentation. I can confirm it worked. I gave them my wallet. They weren't able to steal my card details, but they modeled out everything else. So now I'd like to introduce Lactalag, and up on deck, could we please have Portray Me?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here. So we are the Lactalags. Over a very small design thinking session with 2 nurses from Penn Chop, we learned of a massively manual system which is available at Penn Hospital, which is the pumped breast milk management system, wherein everybody has to manually make entries on the ampules that are given by the hospital to store the pumped breast milk. So what we have tried here is, through a number of web interfaces, we have tried to automate the entire experience into one seamless experience, all right? One thing we believed in was that no data should have to be entered. So for that, we used QR codes, and QR codes make the data entry automatic. But not just that. So there was one entry which was how much was the amount of milk that was collected in one sitting. And since every mom has to do it about 8 times in one single day, we built some sort of a sleeve for the ampule that is given, which you can see here. All right, so that is the ampule on my left. What I'll try to do now is I'll upload the code and you'll see a blinking LED. There are red markings on these ampules, which is the level. And I will try and pour milk into it, and you will see the LED blink every time I cross a level, all right? So the LED is blinking because I'm uploading the code. All right. First level, second, third, fourth, and fifth, and I'm almost full on the ampule. So now we have the web interfaces.
We understand that this is a very emotionally trying experience for the moms, and that's why we are allowing the nurses to take pictures of the baby in feeding. As you can see on the, on the interface. We basically want to have happy moms and also strengthen the relationships with the patient and the hospitals.
The nurses can also get some analytics about each mom, like how much milk they produce per day. So this will help them. We just wanted to make the entire experience a happy one. Thank you.
Any questions, please?
Can you quickly explain how the data entry works with QR codes?
All right, so the kind of entries there are, basically when was the milk pumped? So as and when a mom scans the QR code, we automatically add that date and time stamp. So there is basically barely any manual entry. A couple of them are still there. That is like how much quantity of milk is left in an ampule. After a nurse feeds a baby, there'll be some amount left. So that is, yes, a manual update.
The QR code is where? Where does that come from?
Okay, so for every mom and baby relationship, we generate multiple QR codes for as many bottles are provided by the hospital to the mom.
I gotcha. So this is mainly used inside, like, by nurses and in hospitals. This is not for at home.
I could not get the question.
This is targeted to be used at like a hospital for managing lots of different mothers.
Okay, so that label, that QR code labels, those are handed over to the parents as well. And they can scan it at home so that their data is automatically generated as well.
I gotcha. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hey guys, so I think you just all saw how awesome that was. I talked to them, and that really is a value of talking to the people you want to use your hack. You're able to find all these things like the small photos that I would never have thought of, at least personally. So now I'd like to introduce another team, Portray Me, and up on deck, could we please have Odd Search?
Hi guys, we are team Portray Me. So we want everyone to say their story, and we built an app just for that. We built an app that dynamically generates your life story. We'll tell you how you do that. Your phone collects data about you, your weather, your location, your Facebook posts, Twitter posts, and other things like that. So our algorithm collects all this data and collates them into a story that can essentially be like your diary or your autobiography. So we use natural language generation in such a way that it checks your Facebook posts, your Twitter posts, and converts the story into a way that seems like you're the one writing it, but it's all done automatically. Okay, so let's have a look at the app. So we've divided the app dynamically into summaries of daily, weekly, as well as monthly. And if you can notice the way it's written, it's very simple. It's like we have taken one of our hacker stories. So you can see all the pictures there. All the pictures are from his Google Photos. So we used API like the Google Photos API, Plaid API for financial transactions. We used Open Weather and many such others. And yeah, so the potential for this is huge. As more and more APIs get integrated into the system, we can contribute a lot more to the story and make it a lot more engaging for the user. That's about it. I guess it's a project where you have to see it to believe it, that it can write a story so easily without so much effort. We've also included a method so that you can edit and share it very easily, and you can see the mic there. We can add text to it directly by voice. So that's it.
How many unique sources of data are you guys pulling to create these stories?
Could you please repeat the question?
How many sources of data, like how many different kinds of accounts are you connecting to create the stories?
So the sources from which we are collecting the information are categorized into two types. One is from the mobile, like the location, the kind of people that a person is interacting with via the terms of calls, SMSs, and sources like these. And secondly, we are using third-party APIs like the Plaid API, Uber API, Google Photos API, Google Fit API to track the different, to generate different data points to weave these stories.
And then what's the most surprising story did your app find out about yourselves that you didn't
I'm really
expect?
sorry, could you repeat yourself?
What's the most surprising story that Portray wrote about yourselves?
What is the surprise?
Yeah. that my friend here doesn't write very well on his Facebook posts. You can see the language is very simple. So that's because we only tried on a couple of people so far, so not so much.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, that's awesome, guys. I don't know if you have siblings who need to write elementary school journals. Since they all probably have Facebook, you can just refer them to this service, and I'm pretty sure they'll buy you lunch at some point 8 years down the road. So now up on stage we have Odd Search with a great idea, and up on deck I'd like to have PillPal. Thank you.
Okay, so hi. Me and my two friends here, we came up with this tool called Odd Search. Okay, I'll just start talking about it. So think about Odd Search as a Control F for videos. The way we planned it out was that being college students and being students who are on the go, we are always wanting to be connected and wanting to have access to information. However, watching YouTube videos could take a lot of time, from 7 minutes, 5 minutes to up to hours, and we don't want to spend that much time. Having our feature, what you guys can do is you can search for specific keywords and they will get highlighted on the YouTube video. Not just that, it'll highlight specific sections, so you can press those sections and manually go to that specific part of the video which talks about it. That way you will have a great information about what you want right at your fingertips, and you can access them. We feel that actions speak better than words, and thus my friend here would demo it.
Right. So as Agam Wright told us right now, that it's basically like a Control F but for video searching. So it's a Chrome extension so this is like a Facebook video, so I'm gonna put Facebook in. Right. So it highlights on the timeline all the spots where the Facebook word has been uttered in the video. And if I play this.
That's really impressive, until you learn that in the first quarter of 20 go viral because Facebook is cheating.
Right, so that was Facebook over
They
there.
rig their algorithm so that the engagement is terrible. Compared to YouTube views, Facebook views plummet after...
So that's the point. It just searches for the word Facebook and gets wherever it's in the video. We couldn't find something like that, and I thought this would be a great tool to have.
Yeah, so you can see Odd Search is a great tool. It has a ton of applications, whether you're watching lectures or tutorials online, even extrapolates to stand-up or comedy. And in an age where we're getting an increasing amount of data about everything we interact with, it's both great for our user experience, but also in the future for future algorithms that are basing their learning mechanics on this tool. Thank you.
Is it using voice to text, or is it searching through subtitle information?
Right. So we had a couple options. We chose not to go with the closed captions from YouTube. We're using the SoundHound's Houndify API, which offers speech to text. And basically, it shines because we can just stream a bunch of chunks up and receive very quickly the text.
And then we use the text to index the text. We basically search the text, and then we index that with the timeline in the YouTube, and that's how we get the markers.
How many videos do you guys have indexed so far?
We've tried with a few, like 2 or 3 videos, but with the Houndify API, we're allowed to only upload 20-second videos, and bringing them back, we have to stitch them together and then put the markers in. So with that, you have to be careful with that. You don't cut through a word, and then when you stitch, the marker doesn't fall very close to that. Otherwise, it gets a little weird. So going forward, we look to use more open APIs that allow us to upload larger files, so that we can actually do it streamlessly without having to break it up and bring it back and stitch it up.
Cool. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. So in the next 10 months, if anyone makes funny gaffes on YouTube and you want to point them out to your friends, you know exactly what to use. Now I'd like to introduce you to PillPal. They're a homegrown team from Penn, and effectively they've created something I think you'll learn to like.
All right. Thank you, Simran. All right. I'm Phil. It's my team, Liz, Sean, and Ernest. And this is PillPal. PillPal is a prescription management device that is targeted towards patients that have chronic conditions that require complex prescription schedules. We basically CAD'd this up, manufactured it using 3D printing and laser cutting within the time span of 24 hours. And how it works is essentially it dispenses pills of all different sizes and shapes through this mechanical system, this mechanical device that we use called like a slotted cam device. So Sean's going to take the demo from here on.
Sure. So maybe your grandfather wakes up Sunday morning and he has a pill he has to take at 7 a.m. Maybe he needs a Mike and Ike to get going in the morning. So at 7 a.m., the device will dispense that pill and notify the grandfather that he has to take this pill. This is also possible for peanut M&Ms. Which one was that? Skittles, and a Smartie. And say that was the last Smartie, then the LED indicator on the front will blink red 3 times, indicating that it is time to refill your prescription and go visit your doctor. Some future use cases we see for this are that it is very modular, so instead of having 4 pills, it could be easily extended to have 6, 8, even a whole pharmacy could be supported if it was a large enough device. Right now, we estimate the cost is somewhere around $75, so it's very affordable for the house. It's Bluetooth connected, so right now we have a computer hooked up, but an app could just as easily, trivially, just this easy iPhone app could connect and do all the same functionality and more. Anything else, guys? Cool. Thank you, guys.
Can you really quickly show what it looks like to fill up or just to add more pills to the device?
Can we move the camera? So on top there are 4 hoppers. Can you pick that up? So there's 4 chimney-style hoppers, and they can see the Mike and Ike one is kind of narrow and long, the peanut M&M is bigger, and right now this is how we do it, but I guess if it was another weekend, we would do a modular system where it would be attached to the base and it could be any size.
And then did you guys also create the software that like designates what is the amount of pills and stuff that goes out? Is there like an interface that you also developed that allows the consumers to use it?
Sorry. So writing a iPhone app for this would be something along the lines of just saying designate a time, designate a quantity, designate a which pill to dispense, and it will set a timer or clock for the time, just wait for the time to happen, and then dispense the pill at that point.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. Hey guys, so the use that they were too nice to tell you about or too responsible is at your next hackathon, you can ask it to dispense you caffeine pills every 2 hours. I'm sure it'll help keep you awake so your hacks improve. So now up on stage we have Halo, and up on deck could we please have Learn.
All right, so I guess while they're trying to figure it out, I'll explain what Halo is. It's a system that is designed to monitor your home and detect any emergencies that might occur. Right now, we have 3 sensors on the system that are able to detect flooding, smoke or flammable gas leaks, and also temperature. This project was kind of born out of an experience that I unfortunately had with my family. We went out of town and our heat went out. We came back to pipes that had frozen, then burst, and then thawed, and our basement was flooded. So in an attempt to mitigate emergencies such as this and defend against the costs that one can occur if that does happen, we built a system to alert a user through a web interface if something does occur. So I'm going to hand it off to Aaron, and he's going to explain a little bit about the technical details.
Hello, everyone. So this is Halo. We modeled Halo off of Hal from the Space Odyssey, because Hal automated the full spaceship, but he was evil. Well, we don't want to be evil, and so what Halo does is it automates the emergency prevention system for our house. So you have the lighter?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So over here, we're going to apply butane to the gas sensor on the nose, and Halo is going to detect like an upkeep of gas and alert. And we also have on our monitor a dashboard that Halo reports to. So imagine, like, our intention at the beginning of this project was to like just build a better way, build like the nest of like emergency prevention. We spent a lot of time on the design. So like what it is on a technological basis is a Raspberry Pi and and like multiple sensors that are connected. So here you can like look at the inside. But we wanted to create like a very good usable like user interface, and just to see like, so we made it like a friendly face with LED eyes, like a nose that. Oh, great. Well, well, thanks for listening. And this is our dashboard that changes dynamically just to show like what the user would experience who had Halo. Thank you.
About how much does this device cost right now?
How much does this cost?
Yeah.
Like around like $70 to $80 to build, and this is because we had Raspberry Pis. Yeah.
Okay. And then, is there other stuff that you wish? What are other sensors that you wish you could have added on there that you didn't get a chance to do?
Wait, say that again.
Are there any other sensors you wish you could have added on there that you didn't get a chance to do?
Oh yeah. So like emergency prevention was just like the biggest priority in our own lives. We think like we're Nest, like kind of like change like the Nest thermostat just changed like the way like the whole thermostat industry was. Like we think we can do this for like everything to do with IoT in the home. So we'd extend this to the one device to automate the home. Where like now in like the IoT industry, there's usually just like one device like utility applications. Like Nest is just building one device at a time. Well, we're tackling the all devices at a time.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Hey guys, so that was awesome. I haven't seen 2001: A Space Odyssey. I am not really all that good at hardware, and I don't have anything clever to say. So instead, I'm just going to comment on that cabling. If any of you find this live stream link, so tweet it to your friends. Just look it up later. Find it, screenshot that cabling, submit it to Reddit, free karma. So now up on deck, I'd like to introduce Learn. Assuming that you guys don't take up the Teal offer, this may be coming to a classroom near you soon.
Hello, everyone. We made a product called Learn with a few freshmen, Hunter Lightman, Anton Relin, and Joe Hazard-Williams. So VR and AR technologies have been extremely expensive over the past few years, but they're going more and more popular. Additionally, there aren't any ways to actually collaborate through VR and AR in real time. So we're going ahead and doing that for about $30 or about 1% the price of a proposed price for a HoloLens from Microsoft.
Let's see what that looks like. So you've all seen, So essentially what we're trying to do is create a shared virtual space that can be experienced by whoever happens to just have a phone and a Google Cardboard. You can see right here, Joe's just looking at a glucose molecule. A simple model that could be used just to illustrate what that looks like in a classroom. We could have an entire classroom viewing that, but I mean, it gets cooler because using this image as our reference point for the scene, he can pick that up and manipulate it in his hand. He can manipulate a 3D model that's really hard to create in life and just manipulate it and really see what goes into it. So we can use that to do even cooler things. For example, using our web interface, we can manipulate what's seen by this system, and I can turn on a little simulation here that transfers what we see into a little simulation like this, and you can see we're able to actually manipulate the 3D space by just manipulating that board that Joe is holding, and he can move that ball around, do all that stuff, right? Just as easily, I, as the instructor or whatever it happens to be, could go back into that system, and I'm going to do it on this other screen so I don't get away from Joe's view. I could go and, I don't know, let's say we want to make that bigger, because why not? Right? And I can just go and manipulate the sizing just by working on this interface. So what else do we have? We can do even bigger models, display that. We can, oh gosh, yeah. And I mean, anyone in the room can see this. I can put these glasses on, I can see exactly what Joe is seeing, we can interact with it together, and that's the core of working with Learn. Thank you.
How many devices have you guys tried, like, interacting with like a model at the same time?
Yeah, so far we've tried working with 3 at a time. We've had a bunch of people all looking at that skeleton, like examining it, pointing at different parts, and it's been really interesting how reliable the pointing is in terms of 3D space, even with 3 different perspectives.
How long's the latency between them all syncing up?
Yeah, so...
Yeah, so everything is actually done through WebSockets, so everything is pretty much near instantaneous, at least at what we've seen, and pretty much theoretically up to about 100 or 100 plus people.
And of course, a lot of the physics modeling and general modeling happens on the client too, so you don't experience any latency in the actual manipulation other than what your computer would experience.
Got it. Thank you.
Hey guys, so I'm pretty sure that was cool. Education product, education pricing, take the teal offer, you'll probably have to spend all of it in getting one of these. But now I'd just like to introduce up on stage our final top 10, which is Chrome Control.
Hi, I'm Jamie, this is Nastasia, Mackenzie, and Addie, and we are Chrome Control. So what we built for you this weekend is a Chrome extension that will allow for you to remotely interact with a Google Chrome browser. So let's say you're sitting on the couch and your laptop's hooked up to your TV across the room and you want to watch a video. Well, we made that really easy.
Play video.
You can play, you can pause, you can change the volume, you can fast forward, rewind, anything. And while this is great for someone who's just like lazy, we also have some really cool accessibility features built right in. So completely hands-free, anytime it's plugged into power, you can just say the following key phrase and then issue a command, such as searching the web.
Okay, Hound. Search for University of Michigan.
So as you see, we can perform a Google search, and then you have all these links. But if you can't physically go touch a touchpad or keyboard to select one of these, we can take care of that for you.
Okay, Hound. Click on University of Michigan.
And there you go. And in addition to this, we can also interact with your tabs. So let's say you want to create a new tab and go to some popular website.
Okay, Hound. Create new tab.
And then we can go to Facebook.
Go to Facebook. Go to Facebook.
And then you can even scroll right from the comfort of your couch.
Scroll down.
And that's Chrome Control for you. Thank you, everyone.
Does the way it works is that there's like a mobile app and then it connects to the computer, or? I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
so we have the Houndify API on an iOS app. And all that does is register a text task and push it onto a Firebase queue. And then in the Chrome extension, we've got a listener. So anytime your user account pushes something onto that queue, it'll go ahead and then dequeue that and execute that task.
Okay. Pretty straightforward. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey guys, so I think that was all of our top 10. Those are all incredibly just awesome hacks. I don't think I could have done like all of them. When you guys are all snowed in, stuck in Raisler Lounge tonight, please feel free to publish them in the App Store. You'll get at least one download for sure. So now that we've run through our top 10, I'm going to leave our final round judges to deliberate, and now we're going to move on to sponsor prizes. So first, I'd like to call up the representatives from Johnson & Johnson to present their prizes on stage.
Hello, everybody. Michael Weinberger from Johnson & Johnson. It's been a pleasure participating with all of you this weekend. We had 23 teams competing for our 3 challenges, and the results were fantastic. So I'm going to get right to announcing the winners. And when I call the name of your team, if you could please come up to receive your prize, that would be great. Okay, so our first challenge was our API challenge, Most Entertaining App. And the winner of that is Sugarminder. And while they're headed up, I'll keep announcing. The second challenge was around the use of our data sets. We were looking for the most creative, and the winning team there is Live Free. And then finally, our third challenge was the most impactful app to improve daily life for patients with diabetes. And we had a tie here, so there are 2 winners. The first is Big Hero U. And the second is Bowerbird. So come on up. Can we have another round of applause for our winners? Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Hey guys, so I'd just like to say big round of applause to Johnson & Johnson. Thank them for bringing most hackers out here. It's expensive to bring everyone, and people like Johnson & Johnson definitely make it doable. So I'd just like to run through some of the other prizes we had on offer. If I call out your team name, I'll also state whether you can collect your prize after the ceremony or whether we need to email you after. So the first prize is the AdLab prize for the best use of rapid prototyping, sponsored by AdLab. And the prize contents are $50 in 3D printing credit, and the winning team is 3D Scanner. So for 3D Scanner, please collect your prize on stage after the ceremony. The next prize is the BlackRock prize for best use of the BlackRock Aladdin API. The prize contents are a Husband H107D X4 mini RTF quadcopter drone. Well, one for each team member with a first-person view camera for each team member. That's a lot of words. But the winning team is Emerging Markets in the News, 2006 to 2016. Your prize will connect you to them afterwards. For BlackRock, again, the best financial hack, sponsored by BlackRock. Who wins the same drones? The winning team is Invest1. We will also connect you to them afterwards. Is Invest1 here? Big round of applause. So, now this seems a little more we have the Blackstone Choice Prize. And you will win a special Blackstone branded Weekender bag with an electronics hardware starter pack. They'll coordinate with you. The winning team is Recall. Recall. Anyway, I hope that doesn't mean they recall the price. So, now, moving on. Capital One. Best use of the Capital One Nessie API. The winning team is ExpressCart. But they'd also like to give an honorable mention to PayShare. For ExpressCart, please, we'll connect you to them afterwards. Actually, I think the way this is going, if I tell you to come up on stage, please come up on stage after. So, for Comcast, best use of the Comcast Every Block API. The winning team getting Apple Watches for each team member is Blocks of Sugar. Please. Okay, good job. So please come up on stage after the ceremony to get your prize. Now, by L3 Communications, the most innovative embedded application, winning quadcopter drones with a Wi-Fi camera for each team member via visually impaired assistants. Good job. Moving on, I'm going to assume it's Linode. The best use of Linode services, winning Samsung Galaxy Tab S2s for each team member. We have Live Free. Okay. For MongoDB, for the best use of MongoDB, you're going to get $50 Amazon gift cards for each winning team members and a trip to the MongoDB World Hackathon. I think this is about time you go and ask for the CAD files to the pill dispenser. Now, the winning team is Feedback. And I don't know why the honorable mentions are afterwards, but there are also two honorable mentions. We have VoiceWave and BT Tracker. Congratulations to all three teams. So, following that up, we have Plaid for best use of the Plaid API. And these prize contents are $100 in Bitcoin for each team member. The winning team is Cash Strapped. And this is the one I think everyone remembers from the opening ceremony. This is the Plaid prize for we know where you were going with this one. Winning 100 tacos for the entire team. The winning team is Bowerbird. If any of you want to know what these teams actually made, because I doubt you made it through all 200-something Expo presentations, they're all online on DevPost, PennApps XIII.devpost.com. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the link by now. Now, moving on, we have the Postmates prize for the best on-demand hack. It's $250 in Postmates credit for each team member, and that is also Bowerbird. Okay. Never mind, they just changed the Plaid prize on me. I'm sorry. The Plaid prize is actually, for 100 tacos, going to Dueler. It's okay, Bowerbird. You get $250 in Postmates credit. Lots of bubble teas you can order from Chinatown downtown. Now, following up with Soundhound, who want the prize name is the best Houndify API hack. Third place, they put 5 teams. Each of you make trophies, and I believe this is meant to say maybe a gift card. It's up to them. We'll connect you via email. The winning teams are Chrome Control, Iris, Dalmify, As You Wish, and Octomed. Now moving on to the second place for the best Houndify API hack, we have $500 to the winning team, and that second place team is VoiceWave. VoiceWave? Okay. And the first place for the best Houndify API hack, which is $1,000 to the winning team. So the winning team is Recall. And finally, we have the final prize coming from 2 Sigma for the best use of the 2 Sigma Beaker API. The prize contents are $1,000 and 2 Sigma swag bags. And the winning team is Protreme. Okay, thanks guys. So, now just before we announce the official PennApps prizes for the Roots and ultimately the top 3 teams, we'd like to have a word with Rohan from PennApps Fellows, who is going to let you know about the Fellows program. He has a slide.
Hello? Hey everyone, so my name is Rohan Shah. I'm the president of PennApps Fellows, and today I'm going to be talking about our fellowship. So we've already gotten a fantastic response from the community, and basically what the fellowship is we pair up the top hackers from all around the world. to an amazing paid internship for a Philly startup. So in the past, we've had companies like 50 on Red, Curelate, Point.io, Guru, Pickwell, Neat, et cetera, et cetera. And so for all the companies out there, we're always looking for new companies to partner with and get amazing hackers from all around the world, literally the top 1% of the top tech talent. So if you're interested in getting some PennApps Fellows for your summer internship programs this summer, reach out to us at hello@pennappsfellows.com, or you can see me after this event. And then for all you hackers out there, we provide free housing, free tickets to like concerts and events. We take you to Six Flags and Phillies games, and deeply integrate you into the tech community. And so we're going to be closing our applications in about a week's time, so get your applications in ASAP. You can check us out at pennappsfellows.com. Our application, I made a tiny URL, so you can go to tinyurl.com/pennappsfellows. And so we're also offering automatic access to the second round of applications, or second round of applicants for the top 10 teams over here, as well as if your team won a prize. So then you can mention that in your application. And we're looking forward to seeing all you guys apply. Thank you.
So Derek, price. Oh, no, not that. Oh, I am back. So, I'd just like to give special thanks to Emily Spencer for making that video. Emily, if you are here, please give a wave to the crowd. She's the one who's been providing us, along with another team, just with great photos, great videos, and ultimately some memories off your experience. So, let's move on to the actual PennApps prize winners. This is going to be simple. I don't have to describe the prize contents. All the prize contents are iPad minis for each team member. Now, for the health prize, the winning team is Datadoc. Never mind. For the virtual reality and augmented reality prize, the winning team is Learn. I'm pretty sure you all saw why. For the social impact and civic hacking route, the winning team is FoodShip. For the design prize, the winning team is Carol. For the humor prize, the winning team is 4ply. For hardware, the winning team is Autodirector. And ultimately, this is something I think if you remember the opening ceremony, or at least what you could understand of me in the opening ceremony, I mentioned that mentorship is really something we're trying to push at PennApps. And this is a route we started specifically for that purpose. And honestly, this team did incredibly well. The best hack done with a hacker guru is OddSearch. Congratulations again. Awesome, so that's about it. Now, for our top 3 prizes, because I believe that they are decided, I'm just going to give you a rundown of what the prizes are. Those of you who are considering GREs for grad school, listen up. This can be an incredibly exciting question for you. 3rd place, you will take home an Oculus Rift, or an Apple Watch Sport, or an Android Wear, or an Xbox One, or a PS4. 2nd place will take home an Oculus Rift and an Apple Watch, or an Android Wear, or an Xbox One, or a PS4. And finally, the grand prize winner will take home an Oculus Rift, and an Apple Watch, or an Android Wear, and an Xbox One, or a PS4. I'm happy I got that all right. Now, just to come up on stage, I'd like to introduce you to the last judge standing, the one impervious to snow, Kevin from Y Combinator.
That guy's hilarious. Okay. They wanted me to say a couple of words to you guys. So just real quick, I am just thrilled to have been here and sort of the experience. This is my first PennApps that I've ever been to, and it's been delightful. I think like 10 years ago, the number of people who would like sacrifice a weekend to work on something really hard at college without any credit would fill a very, very small, tiny, sad room. And here I am, and like watching all of you guys, and it fills an entire auditorium. I don't think you get 200 different teams making something and trying something if it's only for the prizes that are being given out. I think a lot of you guys are doing stuff because it's like there's something really satisfying and gratifying in making something that is your own, and like learning how to work with one another. And it's the start of something like truly amazing and wonderful. And it's the start of the kinds of teams that ends up applying and eventually seeing me down the line as someone that I'd want to sort of invest in. So you guys are like starting your journey like super early and really, really well. The teams have been like really great. You guys are working on really hard hacks, stuff that's like technologically challenging, and working on problems that are truly sort of meaningful, which is sort of really delightful and also like great for me to sort of see. I had to rank these in some kind of order on there, but I want you to know that the distances between these teams are not very far away from one another. So, in 3rd place, the 3rd place award goes to Pill Pal. They did not tell me how this works. I take it the team's coming up? Yeah. Oh, we're going to do a picture. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great job. All right, in second place, we have Lactolag. And in first place of the 13th PennApps, we have Ramir.
Guys, so now that you know the prize winners for the last PennApps, I just want to touch on a couple of notes before we let you all go, which is the first. If you have borrowed hardware, please return it to hardware checkout back in Houston Hall. Remember, you gave us your state ID. We know who you are. We have applications. We also have your reimbursements. Now, if you're leaving by chartered bus, your bus will probably leave soon from here. If your bus is not leaving from here, we'll let you know. If you have checked out hardware, you will not be allowed to board the bus until you return it. You will delay the entire bus. Have a fun bus ride. If you aren't squared away in travel reimbursements, please make sure to submit your travel forms online by the 27th of January 2015. I'm going to assume that that's 2016. Basically, please do them soon so we can process all of them. The University of Maryland and the Carnegie Mellon buses were canceled. Please reach out to your bus reps if you have any major concerns. I guess that answers the last question. Happy sleeping in Raisler. If you need somewhere to crash tonight, then please stick around. We'll guide you somewhere. And please make sure you have all your stuff. Anything left in this building will be cleared out. If you left anything in Houston Hall, please go to Houston Hall. Before I end this PennApps, which was almost flawless, I'm not going to let Pranav have a perfect PennApps. If all of you could just pull out your phones and go to gloriousleader.pennapps.com, you will see the glorious leader. And with that, thank you everyone for coming out to PennApps 13. Reach out to us if you have questions. If you want a prize, and I told you to come up on stage, come up on stage. Have safe trips home. Enjoy snow sledding or whatever you're going to do, skiing. Apparently, Victor is claiming there's a high school hackers photo. Stick around for that. And ultimately, we hope to see you next year. Thank you.